one thing I haven't done for a while is talk about my OCD, which is something I live with everything I do, whether it's my acting, archaeology, whether it's writing books, whether it's being with family, whether it's being with my animals, but when it comes to my acting, it's really interesting. So the usual thing. So been on a number of productions this year. In fact, quite a number that I just can't remember what I've been on. And so I presented myself on set yesterday, and it was like the first thing was that what we've got is assistant directors 1, 2, 3, and 4. So one of them come up to me, and the first thing that she says is, "Hiya, hiya, Karl-James Langford. How are you?" And then she looked at her sheet and said, "There you are." So I'd come across it before, and it's probably because that she knows I've got OCD. So I don't really need to say I've got OCD because she already knows. So I'm just wandering around and never seen many of the actors on there before, and I go to have my costume done and my hair and so on. And the first thing the woman says when I says, "Oh, I got OCD," and she says, "Oh, I know you got OCD," and she says, "I met you on another production." So okay. So whenever I'm doing any productions like this, it's like, letting them know that I got OCD, so I need extra time. So the process basically is, so I've had my makeup done, and basically said, "Oh, give me a little bit of extra time." So I sort of scan the area where all, where there's a desk, and look at the chair and so on. And that process may take me like 2 minutes. And then I basically say to the makeup, "Look, I gotta go now." So I say goodbye, and I walk out and sort of go down the steps, and basically making sure that I'm safe. And people ask, "What are you looking for?" And usually the answer is that I don't actually know. It's like OCD. I've got a ritual that I need to do. And by the way, the sun's come out, so that's not helping me when I'm doing this recording now. So then it comes to that. I got my food and stuff, and I go to get that, and I'm scanning there as well. And I'm usually saying, "Look, I got OCD." And one of the things is that people know I got OCD now, so don't actually need to tell them. But I'm so used to the past world, sort of, not so long ago, where I would just turn up on set and I'd really struggle. So I think the biggest problem is that I make sure that I try not to delay people, and that's the hardest thing. And it's sort of getting in a minibus and sort of getting out and sort of saying, "Look, I got a little bit of a scan thing, so I'm doing that again. That's another minute, 2 minutes to do." And then I can't exactly say where I was yesterday, so I've signed a contract. But then I'm need to go through security, and obviously saying, "I've got this problem." And then it's a matter of like leaving that location afterwards, and again needing to sort of scan the area I've been, and so on. Anyway, you get the gist of what I'm talking about. But when I'm actually acting, I just put everything into the acting, right? And that's it. I don't think I've got OCD. I just do it. And they can ask me to do whatever, right? And I do it. And if there's any issues with my OCD at the end of that, then I would present and sort of need to sort of look around and make sure. But actually, when I'm doing my acting, I actually do it. So the biggest problem is when I'm acting is that I feel that I've got to prove myself all the time, and it uses a lot of energy because I'm thinking, not that I've got to be better than everybody else. I've got to put that little bit of extra in because everyone else is making allowances for me, sort of give me extra time. So I feel under that pressure that I've got to do more than everybody else. As I say, it's not to be better than everybody else, but I've got to do more than everybody else to sort of prove that I've should be here, and that I need to be here, and that it's a matter that that it's not just I've got to be there because you're giving me time, and I've got to give you more of my time, and I just put all that energy into it, and people notice it. And sometimes it's like bring the volume down a little bit, because other people can't. When I say volume, I don't mean vocal. Bring your levels down, because other people can't match it, because it's too high. It's too, you're putting too much energy into it. It's too real, and it says, okay, so I've got to bring it down. So there's that. And sometimes now I don't really explain myself to people, because they're sort of aware that there's this guy with OCD and he needs to do these rituals. But there's one thing that I need to say, is that this is really important, and I keep saying this. On a professional level, I've been doing this since 2011, various levels of acting, and the sun's sort of changed now, so that's good, so you can see me again. So it's various different levels of acting, and I still don't see people in wheelchairs. I've never been on a single production, and I've been on, I don't know how many productions, but it's around the 120 odd mark in all this time, whether I've been on productions for a day or a whole week. It's like, there you go. And it's like, I never see people, I've never seen a single person in a wheelchair. So if that's 120 productions, not a single person in a wheelchair. Now, the question is, how many people are in wheelchairs in society? And if you average 100 productions, 0% of those productions, there's been not a single person in a wheelchair. That's worrying. Then there is nobody who is deaf that I've ever seen on productions. How many deaf people are out in society? So I should have at least seen one deaf person on a production, and I haven't. Have you ever seen a blind person on production? No, I haven't. Have you ever seen anybody else with OCD who actually got any rituals like me on production? No. Right? How many people have got OCD in Britain? How many people have got Asperger's? How many Down syndrome people? I got to be honest with you, I love Down syndrome people, because they try really hard. Never see them, right? So all the other areas, all the other umbrella of mental disability, all the umbrellas of physical disability, I don't see it on production. And if anyone is in a production, right, try and get more people who have got problems in production, please, because you're not representing society. Okay, we have sort of got a level base of gender, whether it's neutral, whether it's trans, whether it's male, female, gay, whatever, right? That's represented in production. That's fine. In productions now, there are people from every single ethnic background, every single religion, right? I tell you what, it's great to see a Sikh on productions, because they are just so friendly, great people. But so are Down syndrome people. So what we need to do, we need to move it further, right? We need to see those people out there, and it's just not happening. Please change the. I'm not on about my OCD anymore. I'm not saying, oh, employ me because I got OCD, but I give a hell of a lot more than you're seeing, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying, please, can we have more people with other disabilities on production? Don't forget to subscribe, join, and like, and any contribution that you make on my channel is worth it. Thank you.